Hello and welcome viewers. You're watching Ask Profit only on NDTV Profit, a show that gets all your stock related queries answered. With me is my co-host Himakshi Bahuguna, who's going to join us, and in the next 1 hour we will together be taking up all your stock related queries. So do not forget to call us on the numbers flashing on your screen. You can also write to us on WhatsApp. Both the numbers are here available for you to reach out and take the best opportunity of this show. Today we're being joined by Mahesh M. Ojha on the fundamentals. He comes from Hensick Securities. Thank you so much for joining us, Mahesh. And our technical expert Vikas Jain will be joining us soon. But Mahesh, let's dive straight in. Thank you so much for joining us. Akash has written to us from Bengaluru. He currently holds 60 shares of CDSL at 1,289 rupees a piece. And although we do not know the time horizon at which he is looking at with regards to this particular stock, but how do you see the technicals of this? And Akash sitting on a profit of about 30,000 rupees, what would your suggestion be?
Good evening. So if you are looking on a technical basis, the stock is in a uptrend. So I think he can hold further if his horizon is only basis of technical he can hold and can keep a stop loss near 1758. I think upper side could be a 1820, 1845 and 1860. That could be a technical perspective, but if you are looking for a fundamental, I think stocks has done very good in recent. So partial profit booking on a higher level is advisable from that perspective. So currently technical are supporting the stocks. So some upside could be come in the stocks.
Okay, never mind. And we have another WhatsApp query as well. Sonia has written to us from Bengaluru. She currently holds 350 shares of Puravankara at 104 rupees a piece. The stock is trading around 327. That makes Sonia sit on a profit of about 77,000 and plus. However, Mahesh, it's been noticed that realty has been undergoing some kind of pain. In fact, it was also one of the top losing sectors alongside defense in today's trade. What's your sense on Puravankara and stocks to the tune of real estate that come in the real estate basket? Is this the right time to enter such stocks?
See, the stock like Puravankara, if it's giving good return, then it should be booked. And if you're looking from a realty perspective stock, I think DLF and Godrej Properties are preferred in this sector. And I think Godrej Property have much more upside potential in the near term also. So Godrej Properties is preferred and DLF is also looking good from the medium to long term perspective. So both the stock can be reviewed and can be invested, switch some money from the Puravankara to DLF and Godrej Properties. I think Godrej Properties have much more upside potential in near term and longer term also. So Godrej Property is preferred in realty space, and if you are comfort, then book at least 50-60% profit in Puravankara.
Right. Thank you so much for that view. And just a quick reminder for our lovely viewers there. Viewers, what are you waiting for? You know, this is your chance to get all your stock related queries answered. We have our experts, fundamental expert, technical experts. So just pick up your phones and call us right away. The numbers are there flashing on your screens right now. And now we have a WhatsApp query. So Suresh has written to us from Mumbai. He holds 1,100 shares of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. And he bought it at 37 rupees. Currently, he has made some profits there, about 13,000. So, Mahesh, coming to you, talking about the fundamentals of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank and the Small Finance Bank, the space in particular. So, you know, what suggestion do you have for, firstly, Mr. Suresh, and secondly, if you have any top picks there in the similar space?
I think fundamentals and environment are improving for a small finance banking stocks. So if you're looking from holding this stock, I can say you can hold further. And if any downside in the stocks, they can buy further. If any downside nearby 44, 45, then they can buy the stocks. I think a stock has a potential for a upside of at least 60-65 range in near term. That could be a 6 to 9 month horizon. If you're holding more than 12 months, I think 70 plus level could come in Ujjivan small finance bank. So Ujjivan is preferred. And if you're looking from a sector perspective, I think Ujjivan is on that perspective, Ujjivan is also good. So particularly I am bullish on Ujjivan small finance bank. I think the stock has a potential for upside.
Okay, a potential for upside. And now we have Ram. He's calling us from Chennai. Hi Ram, good evening.
Hi, team. Good evening.
Good evening. What's your question today?
So my question is I'm holding a Natco Pharma 50 shares at 820 rupees.
Okay.
So I am okay to invest another 50,000 in this stock. So I want to know is this the right time or should I wait for any correction?
Okay. And Ram, when exactly did you purchase these 50 shares of Natco Pharma?
Yeah, it's like 3-4 months small accumulation I have done. So currently I am having 50 shares. It's like 3-4 months I have been accumulating these shares.
Okay, okay. And can I know why did you choose Natco Pharma amongst the pharma counters available?
Yeah, I'm already holding Dr. Reddy also. This is also one of the Indian pharma, so which gives cheaper prices for the medicines. So it's like a generic company that we should proud to have this one.
Okay, okay. Understood, understood. Mahesh, our viewer Ram from Chennai holds 50 shares of Natco Pharma at 825 rupees apiece. The stock is trading around 863 and way below its 52-week high. Now, as compared to the other peers, valuation-wise, Natco Pharma looks modest. However, it has been trading in a range-bound manner since February of 2025. Speaking of both fundamentals as well as technicals of this particular pharma giant, how do you view the stock, and are there positive signs that you're seeing for our investor to continue holding or rather even accumulate fresh positions?
See, if you're looking on a valuation perspective, I think valuation is quite reasonable. And if you're looking for a longer term perspective, easily we can invest in the stocks, and we should wait some more time. We should give some more time for a pharma type of stocks. So a stock is currently in consolidation. It can be consolidate near 880 to 840 range. That could be a consolidation zone. After a consolidation zone, if a stock is able to sustain or close above 920 level, then we may see up to 960, 980,000 plus and 1050 level in very shorter time of a period. So from a technical perspective, and if you're looking from a fundamental perspective, I think a stock is quite good. And currently all the pharma is in consolidation zone. I think any kind of good news, any kind of for a sector specific news can be give some push up for pharma specific. So I think Natco Pharma is good. I think these level quite reasonable if you are looking for a investment horizon. And if you're looking for if any downside, then you can add in staggered way. So I think Natco is very good. If you're looking for a loop-in, that is also looking very good. Cipla is also looking good. So both three accounts are preferred in pharma space, and we are optimistic for very soon some kind of breakup type of territory looping. I think in Natco Pharma. So wait some more time. These are consolidation phase, and I think these can be over very soon. So Natco Pharma definitely accumulated in these zone.
Okay, all right. So thank you so much for that, Mahesh. And we're also being joined by Vikas Jain, Head of Research at Reliance Securities, here to answer all your technical questions. So welcome, Vikas. We were actually speaking of Natco Pharma. And, I asked Mahesh whether he's positive on it, and he rightly pointed out that Natco Pharma, like other pharmaceutical counters, has been trading in a consolidated zone. In fact, has been consolidating since February of 2025. My question to you would be that while Mahesh has already pinpointed and said that there's a hint of its upside momentum picking up speed after it breaks this 900 odd levels, the question to you is that what is going to be the size of that upside? Because Natco has a very attractive 52-week high range of about 1600 odd levels, but it is trading 50% below that. And so therefore the question is that even if it breaks out the 900 odd levels and starts to pick up pace, what's going to be the size of that upside?
Look at the structure. This stock has witnessed good amount of corrective action post the last quarter numbers when came in from those 1400, 1500 levels. And now it is in the exhaustion zone. So some amount of price momentum and catch up would happen along with the broader markets. So the stock is perfectly poised. The first part of resistance area is near to 930, 940, which is the 100-day SMA from where the breakdown happened actually. So that would be a first bound of resistance area. So if 930, 940 is being crossed with strong volumes and some amount of observation, positive news flow into the stock or into the sector, then the potential targets should be near to 1150 to 1200, so which is a good 40% upside. So risk reward ratio is strongly favorable in terms of the bulls, but only some amount of time has to be given to the name to get a positive momentum.
Okay, thank you so much for that view, Vikas. Now let's go across to a caller joining us from Chennai. Hi, Kumar. Good evening.
Good evening. This is regarding Kansai Nerolac Paints. I got 650 shares at 270 rupees.
Okay.
So it came. It was coming up, but suddenly it has fallen. So I don't know technically how it looks like.
Okay, so you're a short-term investor, Mr. Kumar?
Yeah, short term. If it sustains momentum, then I will keep holding it for a longer time.
Understood. And rightly said, Vikas, the paint sector, if we talk about, it saw a beating when Trump announced tariffs. And then the sort of, the sector recovered, and now again, it's seeing a bit of a beating there. It's coming down. But overall, what are the charts suggesting for Nerolac? And in the paint sector in particular, what's your outlook?
Look at the whole paint sector is being in the consolidation phase, remaining to sideways. It was multiple headwinds came into the sector last year when the Kansai Opus Birla announced strategic investments, then other following through came in through. So the sector has been downturn, no doubt about it. Some positive news flow been awaiting from the sector in terms of whether crude price or in terms of margins, but which has been not being falling through. So the price correction is over. So some positive news flow has been required for a fillip into the name. In terms of Kansai Nerolac, the stock has been holding multiple bottoms near to those 243 to 45, which is the 100-day average. So that should hold on. On the higher side, first bout of resistance area is near to 270 to 75. If that is being crossed, which is with strong volumes, then we could expect that the burst is over for the name and then could head higher further near to 310.
Can head higher to 310 levels. And Mahesh, also talking about the fundamental aspect of Kansai Nerolac and the paint sector in particular. If we talk about this company, it's trading at decent valuations, but when we compare to its peers, but if we just look at the number itself, it's a bit stretched there. So what's your sense on the counter, and what are your top picks in this paint segment?
I think stock has a potential of 340, 350 range, but the sector is facing some more consolidation type of journal. So when the sector is facing some more consolidation, then I think stock could be kept on a upside range. So I think from that perspective, if you're very longer term horizon, then you can keep the stocks and try to keep in longer term. That could be a 2 to 3 year horizon. But if your horizon very shorter term, I think upside is kept. So try to exit on higher level.
Okay. Mahesh, I'm sorry, I just want to clarify this. So a lot of paint companies that actually reported their results were able to improve their margins solely because of how they corrected their prices, and that had driven a lot of margins. But that cannot be sustainable for a lot of these companies. And also with Asian Paints having over 50% market share in the paint industry itself, would you recommend viewers to continue holding their stocks, or what should they do if the outlook for the next 2-3 years looks a little muted, especially with decorative segment not really supporting these financials?
I think if you're looking from a sector perspective, that is the you need to review on the different method. So from current perspective, I think sector should be a sideways, or sector should be a on a very consolidation manner. So till that all the players are not on a table or some consolidation, some type of agreement. That time some competition will come and they will hurt the profitability of each other. So from that perspective, I'm not looking for a very shorter term horizon, but yes, it could be done because everyone want to make money, everyone want to improve their margin. So that can't be done. Competition can't be done much more time. So from longer term perspective, I think yes, they can hold from, but shorter time, I think some more time we need to give for a competition.
Okay, all right. And we have Pandit. He's joining us from Bengaluru. Hi, Pandit. Good evening.
Good evening. I hold Adani Ports. I bought at an average of 1,350. I have 3,000. I'm a long-term investor.
Understood.
What's your opinion?
Sure. Mahesh, our viewer, Pandit from Bengaluru, holds Adani Ports, 3,000 shares of this particular company at 1,350 rupees a piece, and he's sitting on a profit of 3.5 lakh rupees at this given point of time. He's asking what would your long-term outlook on Adani Ports be, and do you suggest he book partial profits or continue holding?
If your horizon is long term, more than 1 year, I think don't look on the price on day-to-day basis or 1 to 2 months. A stock has a much more potential for upside. I think stock has a potential up to 1,600 plus odd level. Company is doing quite very well, and group is doing sound. From the, I think these type of stocks can give you good return over a time. We are thinking for 1,600, but way the company is working, I think stock has a much more potential over the period of time from up to 1,800 odd level. But from current perspective, keep target in mind 1,600, 1,650 plus from a 1 year horizon. Company is doing quite well, and I am optimistic for. I firmly believe that a stock can perform very well in coming time. But yes, some consolidation type of phase can become in any stock, so that can't be denied. But yes, upside potential is there, and very good upside potential.
All right, thank you so much for that view. And just a quick disclaimer for our viewers, NDTV is a subsidiary of AMG Media Networks, which is an Adani Group company. With that, we'll go across to a caller joining us from Hyderabad. Hi, Suresh. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, how can I help you today?
I'm holding 400 shares of standard glass lining
Yeah.
at 152.
Okay.
So now in past few days, like it was June like anything, and I'm in profit now. Just I wanted to know, I can hold it for a longer time.
Okay.
So just what could be the strategy? Actually it is at previous high. So can I exit now and re-enter at lower level, or can I add more for longer term?
Understood. So, Mahesh, firstly, I'd like to come to you to take your view on this. Standard glass lining recently, formed a strategic partnership with Japan's AGI Group, which is like a big positive for the company. But how do you see it, affecting the fundamentals of the company going ahead? And for somebody who has been holding this counter, is it advisable to book the profits that he has made currently, or should he be, patiently sitting there with the investment and, waiting for wait for more profits in the coming future?
I think stock has done quite very good in shorter time of period. The profit booking is essential on these type of level. I think 195 200 type of zone is a profit booking zone for some time. So partial profit booking is advisable on these level. Partial can be hold, that could be booked if any upside nearby 220 zone. So stock has some more upside, but yes, if you are having some profit on table, then book the same. And there are many stocks, so you can switch over the stocks. But if you're looking from that perspective, currently stock is in uptrend. I think some more upside could come. So 50-60 profit booking is you can hear, and after that, but if any upside 200, 220 type of level, then you can book on the same.
All right. So partial profit booking is what Mahesh is suggesting. And Vikas, coming to you, talking about the technical aspect of it, because he wanted to accumulate more. So what are your suggestions? Because currently it's trading at 195 and was also up in trade today over 4%. So what's your sense? What are the charts suggesting?
So in the terms of charts, it is very strong. Narrow listing is listed just last year, mid-November. So the stock has done pretty volatile. If you look at the high was near to 215, then it declined almost 1 to 125. Then they made a double bottom near to 135, 130 levels. The current up move has been pretty sharp and quick from 125, 130 levels to 195. So I would agree with Mahesh, some amount of profit booking can be done into the name and wait for some amount of reversal and retracement anything near to 165, 170. As he wants to accumulate more for the long term, so some profit booking can be suggested at current levels and buy back again near to 165, 170, which is the retracement of the current move.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that, Vikas. And now we have Geeta. She's calling us from Bengaluru. Hi, Geeta. Good evening.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Please ask your question, Geeta. Glad to have you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, my query is regarding Varun Beverages.
Okay.
I have 67 shares bought at 521 rupees.
Okay.
And I'm in loss with 2980.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah, I want to know for 6 months to 1 year perspective.
Okay. Understood.
Or I should shift to another stock.
Okay, okay. Geeta, can I please know when did you purchase these 67 shares of Varun Beverages?
Ma'am, May 25th, ma'am.
May 25th. Okay, so it's not been a very long time.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, understood. Mahesh, our viewer Geeta from Bengaluru holds 67 shares of Varun Beverages bought around May 25th at 521 rupees a piece, and the stock has dropped down to 477. Hence, she's a little worried about the loss that she is currently sitting on and is asking a medium-term outlook on Varun Beverages for the next 6 months per se, 6 months to 1 year max. Varun Beverages hails from a very competitive space, and while it did report a strong quarter, it saw margins that bet quite a bit. What's your sense on Varun Beverages, and how should you really trade this stock?
See, if you are holding Varun Beverages, don't need to worry about the price. Stock can consolidate it over. If you are looking on a history of Varun Beverages, I think stock has given good return. So if you want to add in lower level, you can add further. That could be a 440 to 460 range. That is the accumulation that if any downside comes, you should try to add on that level. I think stock has a much more potential for upside. 650, 660 level could be easily come in the 1 year horizon. So don't worry for Varun Beverages. I think if any downside, you can add further on a lower range and keep in mind 600 plus level at least in Varun Beverages.
Okay, okay. Mahesh, I really want to understand from you what are the reasons behind this potential upside that you're seeing in Varun Beverages?
See, the beverage market is doing quite well, and VBL working is very good, and there is a quite upside for water and valuation. If you're looking from a valuation perspective, I think valuation is also supporting the stocks. So 1 quarter, if any 1 quarter up and down, or if any selling pressure or on any exit, so that can't be that can't impact longer term horizon. So I think stock has potential, and quite companies quite doing very good. And if you're looking from a sector perspective, that sector is also doing good. So there is no need to worry for the time being.
Thank you so much for that view. Now let's go across to a caller joining us from Bengaluru. Hi, Radhakrishna. Radhakrishna, are you there on the phone line? Yes, please go ahead with the query.
Yeah, you see, I have bought 7,200 shares at an average price of 117. And, I just want to take some decisions short term and long term, because the 13th of June is the ex date for the dividend. So I just want to see up to 12th any increase is there, and I want to encash it. And then if I want to buy or sell, what maybe that decision just I want to.
All right, all right. So firstly, I'd like to come to you, Mahesh. Banks were the sector of the day, and rightly so, after the RBI's move to cut the repo rate and the CRR. So the street actually cheered the move. Now, talking about the PSU banking space, so do you see Canara Bank as an attractive bet as compared to its peers? And secondly, what would your advice be to Mr. Radhakrishna, who's actually waiting for the dividend, to be there and put in place, and then he could actually, book profits? But what's your suggestion? Do you want him to stay invested for long term, or should he be partially, booking his profits there?
See, the stock is running from a lower level. I think stock has given a good return from a lower level. So if anyone holding from lower level, then they can go. His buying is very on 117. There is no negligible profit or loss. So I think he can hold further. Stock has a much more trigger apart from RBI policy. Their subsidiary IPO is pipeline. So that could be trigger. That could be also trigger for Canara Bank. I think a stock has a potential up to 130, 140 level in near term also. But if you are looking from a dividend perspective, that is not advisable. If you are holding from a longer term perspective, I think a stock has a potential. And as their subsidiary IPOs are in pipeline, I think stock could be gain some more from that news also. If any near term nearby their IPO is pipelines. So if you're holding in more than 1 year, you can hold from these level also. But if you're very shorter term, then I think stock is capped near 120, 122 on that level. You should try to exit.
Okay, so for shorter term, Mahesh is suggesting that at 120 levels you can probably exit the counter, but Canara Bank is one space that, you know, in one kind of counter in which you should stay invested for a longer period of time. And Vikas, coming to you also, are these the correct levels for somebody who wants to, you know, start investing in the PSU banking space? And is Canara Bank one of your top picks?
In terms of Canara Bank, we have discussed multiple times on your channel near to 9500 levels, and the stock has done pretty well. No doubt the stock has done good amount of returns for the past few weeks, but may not advise at current levels. Instead, Canara Bank, you can look some more tier 2, tier 3 PSU banks like your Bank of Maharashtra or Central Bank, which has not moved up in the value chain, and they would be in the last leg of move. So Central Bank looks attractive from the PSU banking space. 40-41 is the breakout zone, which should happen. In terms of Bank of Maharashtra, can move high near to 61-63. Some amount of price momentum has been seen in the 2 days trade, and which would extend the move by 10 to 12% from current levels. So fresh buying can be done into the second tier 2, tier 3 PSU banking space.
All right, thank you so much for that view, Vikas. Now, viewers will have to slip into a short break, but please keep sending in your queries on WhatsApp and call in. We'll be right back for Ask Profit. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold ICICI CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Ask Profit only on NDTV Profit, a show that gets all your stock-related queries answered. And to reach out to us with all your stock-related queries, you can keep these numbers handy, flashing on your screen. You can call us directly on the numbers available to you so that we can talk to you live on the show. And today we've been joined by Mahesh M. Ojha on the fundamentals and Vikas Jain on the technicals. Welcome back, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have Mansingh from Kurnool on the phone line after this very short break. Hi, Mansingh. Good evening.
Hi, ma'am. Very good evening.
Very good evening. Please go ahead with your question.
I have chosen two stocks, madam, which is best it's to enter now. GMR Power and Urban Infrastructure one, sir. Another one is Kirloskar Pneumatic.
Okay. Mansingh, can I please request you to choose one out of the two?
On this choice, madam, either which one is good, I will take that one, madam.
Okay, sure. Let's talk about Kirloskar Pneumatic because, and viewers, please keep this in mind that whenever you call us, we would request you to, reach out to us with a query regarding one single stock so that we can give that full attention and also, justify the other callers that are waiting for their turn to come up. With speaking of Kirloskar Pneumatic, Vikas, I'd like to take this question to you because technically speaking, the stock did see a downswing for quite some time and has now been showing some signs of modest recovery on the charts. But I'd like to know from you, what do the technical charts indicate and is this the right time to enter?
Yes, certainly you should enter the name because if you look at this stock witnessed good amount of support near to its 100-week average and making higher tops on the weekly charts. The stock has broken out strongly with strong price action and volumes in the name. So we believe the stock can move further higher near to 1480 to 1530 on an immediate basis. That is over the next 5 to 6 weeks. And if that is being crossed, then it would head further higher near to 1650. So the structure remains positive. He can continue into the name if he wishes to do so.
Okay, thank you so much for that view. With that, we are joined by Harish from Vijayawada. Good evening, Harish.
Yeah, very good evening.
Yeah, how can I help you today?
Yeah, my query is on KPI Green Energy.
Okay.
So, is it a good time to buy or shall I wait for more consolidation? I mean, for more correction?
Understood.
Or
understood.
can they? I mean, can the panelists suggest such similar stocks which have good potential to give 30% in next 1 to 2 years?
Okay, so, investors want to mint money as soon as possible. But Harish, I'd stick to KPI Green for now. And, Mahesh, it's trading at 540, which is between its one-year highs and lows. And also, if we talk about the results, quarter four results, so the revenue and profit were pretty strong. The margin, despite there was a slight margin pressure there that the company experienced, but still good numbers there. So what's your sense on KPI Green, and do you suggest the new investor or Mr. Harish to invest in this counter at this particular juncture?
See, if you're looking from KPI Green perspective, I think the stock has run from lower level in recent time. The stock was trading at near 380, 385 zone. After that, stock has moved a smart move up to 520 level. So that type of upside is come in the stock. So some type of consolidation is required because if you're looking from a 380 to 520 type zone, that is also quite very good in near term. So some kind of consolidation could come on the stock, and I think stock, if anyone getting nearby 440, 460 range, if any chance, then that could be a ideally good advice for accumulation some more on that level. Yes, stock has some more upside. Numbers are quite good, and I think companies working style is also very good. So some type of upside are reasonable and can come, but yes, some type of consolidation in price term if you're looking from a 380 to 520 in 1 to 2 months. So that type of consolidation are required for any stock. So I think that type of consolidation should come. But yes, some upside potential. But if you're holding these type of stocks, then your view should be at least 6 to 9 month horizon. After that, if you're holding more than 12 months, I think a stock will give you some more return. But yes, from shorter term, I think some consolidation can come in the stocks.
Okay, thank you so much for that view. And when I was talking about minting money in just small span of time, I could see Vikas, passing a smile there. So Vikas, coming to you, people obviously want to enter and they have this perspective in their minds that, how early or how quickly we can make profits. So talking about KPI Green, what's your suggestion looking at the charts? Because on 9th of May, there was a very sharp fall, but since then the stock is moving in its upward direction. But still, are you positive on the counter?
Well, I mean, not positive in this moment because the stock has been pretty volatile. And if you look at the stock moves in circuit bands, they're on lower circuit, on upper circuit. So it's better to avoid this type of names instead of that. Some other names that relative to the same sector. Could we look at Adani Green or NTPC Green? Some of these structures are also been pretty good. These chart patterns have been pretty good. And good announcements and keep it what they have announced. So I would restrict even reservation on KPI Green and would recommend Adani Green or NTPC Green in the day.
Right, thank you so much for that. And now we have Venkat joining us from Chennai. Hi Venkat, Vanakkam, good evening.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, this is regarding time Technoplast. I'm holding 200 quantity at the rate of 389.
Okay.
Wanted to know for short term, for next 6 to 8 months.
Understood. And when did you purchase these shares, Mr. Venkat?
Maybe a month back.
Okay, not bad. 10,000 profit in a month is really not bad. Let's see what our experts have to talk about it. Mahesh, our view Venkat from Chennai holds 200 shares of Time Technoplast at 389 rupees a piece, and the stock is trading around 440 and very positively saw an uptick of 7.18% in trade today itself. Of course, there is brokerages reiterating coverage on the stock that is also buying in some positive momentum. And, from a short-term perspective, however, how does the business outlook look like to you?
See, if you're looking from a very shorter term perspective, I think the stock has given some breakout type of patterns where we can see up to 460, 475 level in very shorter time of period. But if you're looking from a longer term horizon, I think the stock has a potential up to 600 plus level. If you're looking from a very mid-term zone, then we can see the stock has not given much kind of return. If we're looking from a 6-month, 9-month horizon, then we can see some kind of flat type of return in the stocks. So we need to look on that type of perspective. I think the stock has a potential for upside. 460, 475 could be level for a medium term, but if you're holding from a longer term, more than 12 months, I think a stock has potential for 600 plus level.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now let's go across to a caller joining us from Hyderabad. Hi Ashok, good evening.
Hi.
Yes, please.
I'm holding AGI Greenpac around 120 shares at 795.
Okay.
So I'm planning to hold it for long term. Can I achieve the previous highs in next 1 to 2 years on this if I hold it for long term?
Understood. So Mahesh, directly posing this question to you, are you optimistic on AGI Green, and are you seeing any sort of good upward momentum in the next 1 to 2 years?
Yeah, I think the stock has potential for upside, but not much more type of kind of potential for upside. But yes, if you're looking from a longer term, more than 1 year, I think the stock has a potential up to 20-25%. At least from that prospect, you can keep. If any positive trigger came in the stock, then we may see some more upside. But from current perspective, I think 20-25% type of return can keep in mind from a 1 year horizon.
Thank you so much for that. And Amol is joining us from Noida. Hi Amol, good evening. Namaste. Amol, are you there on the phone line? Hi. Please tell us your question.
So I'm holding 100 shares of ICICI Prudential
Okay.
And buying price is 635.
Understood.
So I just want to know, like, can we see this level of 690 in next few trading sessions based on technical charts?
Okay, all right. Vikas, our viewer Amol from Noida currently holds 100 shares of ICICI Prudential at 635 rupees a piece. It was about flat in trade today with a positive bias, of course. But however, speaking of the technical outlook, how does the stock look like to you, and do you think it will breach 690 levels in anytime soon?
690 can be achieved, but not in the time frame what he is looking at. So 690 would take some amount of maybe 2 to 3 months view, because the stock has just retraced from its 200-day average and witnessed some good amount of corrective action. So it will see some amount of consolidation and then would again march upwards near to 710, 720, which is the higher band of the range. So good amount of support in the range of 610 to 615, which would be the base downside. And on the higher side, 695 to 710 will be achievable over the next few minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now we are joined by a caller from Ireland. Hi Arun, first international caller of the day.
Hi, I have a query regarding Wonderla Holidays.
Yeah.
I have 180 shares at the rate of 612.
Yeah.
I bought it like 6 months ago when the market was in pain. Seeing the Indian per capita income growing and the entertainment industry going to grow, can I accumulate more or is there any threat? I think it's the biggest player in India and the barriers of entry to this business is quite tough or it takes time. So can I add more?
Okay.
Or do I need,
Absolutely. And are you planning to hold this counter for long term, Mr. Arun?
Yeah, I have plans to hold it for long term.
Okay, okay. But talking about adding more at these levels, I'd like to take, Vikas's help on this one. Vikas, you suggest that, currently it's trading at 650. So is it like the right time to enter, or for somebody who wants to accumulate more, are these the correct levels?
The levels have been carried, but it will take some time to move because these are seasonal effect stocks. That these stocks really move up in the third quarter and the fourth quarter because if you look at the price pattern for the last few years. So no doubt it's been trading at the lows. The stock has the potential to move higher, but it will take some time. So the risk reward ratio is favorable, but some accumulation, it will maybe in the month of August and September, the bottom up formation would happen. And once the crossover of 685, 690 has been crossed, then we could see strong amount of upmove.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And I'd also like to come to you, Mahesh, talking about the fundamental aspect of the company. Is it an attractive bet for a long-term investor?
I think they can buy if there is wish to accumulate from a longer term perspective on these levels. They can buy. If any downside, they can add further. That could be nearby 620, 610 zone. I think 725 to 740 zone could be a good zone for a near term from that person. I agree with the because that after the 680 level we may see some kind of upside. But yes, if you're looking from a longer term perspective, yes, you can accumulate on these level, and if any downside, you can add further.
Okay. But Mahesh, I'm just curious to know that when we spoke to the management of Wonderla a couple of months ago, they expected 5 to 10% of footfall increasing in FY26, despite not having that kind of growth in the last 2 years. And the management is also expecting 5 to 6% average revenue per user, per visitor. And with also monsoon just standing by the horizon, don't you think businesses such as Wonderla that very much depend on weather would suffer, and therefore would it really be a prudent decision to enter even if the levels increase?
If you see on price that is already discounted in, if you're looking from a 1 year perspective, then you can see there is no appreciation. Environment is also changing from a liquidity perspective. I think the government is trying to giving you more and more money for spending. So that kind of structure changing of scenario, then this type of stock can also be beneficial from that perspective. So I have already suggested to buy in lower level and accumulate in lower level. That quite is advisable. So yes, I know that management has not guided the a very quite bullish type of. But yes, if you're looking from a 1 year chart, we have seen no return from a longer term. So I think some upside potential is there. Then I have suggested 725, 740 range.
All right. Thank you so much for explaining that, Mahesh. And now we have Satish. He's joining us from Hyderabad. Hi, Satish. Good evening.
Very good evening, ma'am. Thank you for your inputs on CVA a couple of months back, which helped me a lot.
Wow, that's really delightful to know. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And how can we help you today?
Yeah, I am very bullish on one more stock called Sona Comstar. I have some good quantity of around 340 units at an average price of 480.
Okay.
So considering the business they are in, the kind of acquisitions they have done, I just wanted to understand what would be the fair PE value, assuming all the, factoring all the businesses they are getting inside, what will be the fair, I know it is a bit overvalued, but what would be the best PE to enter one more time? I can add another 300 odd shares at a 500 odd price. Can we enter at this price?
Okay. So you have a very specific question, Satish, and therefore I think Mahesh is best to answer this. Satish from Hyderabad, Mahesh, holds 340 shares of Sona Comstar at 480, and he's made a profit of 14,000 as it currently trades around 520 odd levels and was up 2.2% in trade today. Hailing from the auto component space, it has a PE ratio of 29.79 at the moment, if I'm not wrong. And our viewer wants to know when exactly would be the ideal PE that you may be seeing for him to enter and buy more shares of the same company.
I think current environment is not looking very bullish for the counter. I think these type of counter facing some more competition, and currently environment is not positive for these type of companies. So I think some partial profit booking could be done here. But yes, if you're looking for a particular sector, Samardana has given good result. I think that type of stock can be added in portfolio from a longer term prospect.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now let's go across to a caller joining us from Bengaluru. Hi Rohit, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm holding Spandana Sphoorty 350 shares at 285. I want a long-term view around for at least 1 year.
Yeah.
And plus, is the worst over for microfinance?
Sorry, what was
Is the worst over for microfinance industry?
Okay. We'll stick to Spandana Sphoorty for now, Rohit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
And you can call us again and we'll cater to your second query then. Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. So, Mahesh, coming to you, Spandana Sphoorty didn't post good results. Q4 results were not, significantly poor. But talking about the fundamentals of the company, do you still, find it positive, anything positive about the company for somebody who has invested in this counter or who wants to invest in this counter? What's your sense overall on Spandana Sphoorty?
Apart from sector positiveness, I don't think is much more positive in the stock. So if any upside, you should try to exit from sector perspective. I think ICICI has given post a particular this finance sector. So if any upside nearby 325, 330 zone, try to exit on the stocks, and on charts we can see some more upside. But yeah, I am not more optimistic for these type of stocks. I think investors should try to exit on higher level. So they can switch on other stock where they have much potential and much more safety type of concern. But if you're taking very risky type of bet, then I think to keep 258 stop loss and try to get target near 330, and after that would be 350, 360 zone.
Okay. And Vikas, if you could just help us, because as Mahesh rightly pointed out that, he can exit on higher levels. So what are those levels that you're anticipating on the charts that could actually narrow down, investors who are sitting on a loss, who have invested in this counter?
As we suggested that the results came in and supposed that the stock witnessed some amount of decline and made a low near to 265, 270 odd. But since then, again, the last 3 days, it has recouped the losses and now gaining with some amount of volumes. So it's multi-band of averages near to 260, 80, 85 odd levels. So that has been crossed. we could expect some amount of sharp covering into the name, and the stock would move higher to 310 to 315 on an immediate basis. So we can hold on with a stop of around 265 or a target of 315 to 320, which is the intermediate high.
All right, thank you so much for that. And now we have Mani, who's calling us from Chennai. Hi, Mani.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. I'm Mani calling from Chennai.
Okay.
This is a query regarding Manappuram Finance, ma'am.
Okay.
I have 1,000 shares of Manappuram at an average of 132.88. And I would like to know about the should I hold or sell some booking profits. Today, even it has risen to around 7%. Could you please ask for the opinion of the experts? Thank you.
Sure. Experts, Mani from Chennai currently holds 132 shares of Manappuram Finance at 1,000 shares of Manappuram Finance at 132 rupees a piece and is sitting on a profit of 1.32 lakh rupees. Manappuram Finance was also up about 7% in trade today. And Mahesh, taking this question to you, we were just speaking of Spandana Sphoorty, which is an NBFC, and Manappuram Finance largely involved in dispersing loans via gold, and the LTV ratio now being revised to 85%. Do you think companies to the tune of Manappuram Finance that are like the same company and are involved in the same kind of business would benefit out of this move and therefore also see that kind of reflection come into their stock price?
Definitely, that kind of rules recently came that is positive for stocks, and today's level is quite very alarming for the stock for some more upside. I think they can hold further. But yes, if you are looking from their buying price, that is 132 and currently running on a 264. On that type of scenario, 50-60% profit booking is advisable for any type of stocks. But yes, I think if they want to keep their profit ahead, then they can keep stop loss near 254 zone. I think stock has upside potential up to 285 zone for near term.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now we are joined by Venu from Hyderabad on the phone line. Hi, Mr. Venu.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, how can I help you?
I'm holding 50 shares of Ganesha Ecosphere.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a long term, so can I hold it or can I exit and move to some different stock?
Okay, and why did you invest in this particular company, if I may ask?
I have seen that this is a recycling product, and also that is one of the things recycling, which will be booming in India now.
Okay.
Wagava Tech and this one, and a couple of more also there, but still it has been corrected from its previous high. And I'm looking for a long term. Can I hold it or not?
Absolutely, Venu. I'll get your query answered. Mahesh, directly coming to you on this one. What's your sense on Ganesha Ecosphere and what would your suggestion be to Mr. Venu, who has been holding it, who has just invested in the counter? So what's your outlook?
Definitely, they can hold. If you are looking from a longer term history chart, the stock is showing much more upside potential. They have given smart, very good return from a longer term perspective. I think the stock is quite good and they can hold further for a longer term period for more than 2 to 3 years. Then that is advisable for these type of stocks.
All right, thank you so much for that. And now we are quickly being joined by Akash from Bengaluru. Okay, no issues. Akash from Bengaluru wanted to know about his BSE shares. He currently holds 45 shares of BSE at 2,300 rupees a piece. And Vikas, just taking this question to you, BSE in the last 5 years has seen a 6,861% surge. That's crazy. But do you think this momentum is going to sustain? And Akash sitting on a profit of 31,000 rupees, what do you think he should do?
If you look at the stock has just moved up by more than 30-35% in the last 10 days, when the announcement came in of those expiry related news flow. So it's time to book profit. So if you look at post bonus at split, it's almost at 9,000. So some amount of profit should be booked at the current levels and maybe write the better part of it. So the stock has witnessed the stock split history and the bonus too. So that momentum has also been came in through from the lows of 2,200. So some profit booking should be advised at this level.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vikas Jain and Mahesham Ojha, for answering both our fundamental as well as technical queries. And viewers, you stay tuned to NDTV Profit. We're live with Ask Profit, remember, both in the morning as well as in the evening. So keep these numbers handy so that we can help you with the best investment advice. And I am now being joined by Spandana Chauhan to take us through what Profit 360, the next bulletin, is exactly going to entail and focus on.
Thanks, Malika. Thanks, Himakshi. We have an action-packed bulletin up ahead. Let's remember, first up, what's happening in London, where the US and China once again aim to break the deadlock and avert any kind of trade war. These trade talks are underway in London. Then we're also going to be looking at the IndusInd saga up close. Let's remember, RBI and SEBI are not done with the bank yet. Sources are telling NDTV Profit that the SEBI may issue more orders to the bank. And of course, everybody's keenly awaiting the WWDC 2025. More on that on the bulletin. And of course, at 10:30 tonight.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola? Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit. Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola? Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit. Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims?
The Nifty and Sensex gained for the fourth consecutive session to close. All sectors except realty end in green, with PSU Bank as the top gainer. Mid and small cap indices outperformed the benchmarks. Nykaa expects its margin to grow at 6% going forward, with steady beauty business and new businesses like fashion and the superstore to be the growth levers, says co-founder Advaita Nayyar in an exclusive conversation with NDTV Profit. Round 2 at averting a trade war as the US and China dialogue is underway in London. Rare earth exports and China's access to US products likely to be on the agenda. NDTV Profit's news break confirms SEBI introduces a settlement scheme for brokers linked with pending cases linked to certain algo platforms, allowing quick resolution of ongoing proceedings. And the RBI and SEBI are not done with IndusInd Bank as yet. Sources tell NDTV Profit that the SEBI may issue 3 to 4 more orders on the bank beyond insider trading case, while the RBI may also probe the bank after the market regulator. Blinkit, Swiggy, Instamart, Flipkart, all under the scanner as the government widens the probe over food safety concerns against quick commerce platform. Sources say FSSAI and state FDAs asked companies to step up audits of dark stores across cities. The Railway Ministry announces that all the rakes under manufacturing for the Mumbai suburban trains will now have automatic door closer facilities. This as a fallout of the Mumbai train accident that killed at least 5 people.